This video is for 15.3 homework. So if you're having any questions about using the mean, median, and mode or determining which one best represents your data, then be sure to follow along with this video. So number one says that Rachel launched several model rockets and calculated the height in feet of each launch. Look at the image. Okay, these are feet. I was like, those should probably say inches, but I guess they can probably shoot higher than a few feet in the air. I was thinking that they should be inches, and then some of them wouldn't even get taller than me. So yes, you can indeed shoot Lisa rockets higher than that. So feet it is. So here is the feet that she did. So the first thing we want to do is create that dot plot. So I can see my smallest number is 37. And then go up to 65. So if you're doing this on Ed, make sure you'll drop them up or down. If it doesn't have any, make sure you drop it all the way down so it doesn't include that. So 65, 67, about 70, and 72, and 75, and 280s. This is not a very pretty dot plot. That's okay though. And 84. So there is my dot plot. Okay. Now we need to find the mean, median, and mode of the data. Remember, if there's no mode, we enter that no symbol. So first we're going to find it with the outliers. So omit the dot plot, omit the outlier on our dot plot. I should have finished reading. So on our dot plot, we are not including that, right? Because it's so far away. So on our dot plot, right, here's 66 in between here, and it has nothing. So if you're doing it in Ed or on your paper, you want to make sure you drop those down so there's nothing in there. So first we want to find the mean, median, and mode with the outlier. So first we're going to add up all of these numbers, divide by how many there are, finds the mean. Then I want to put them in order and find the median. So don't forget to put them in order. So that's a mistake I've been noticing some of us have been making is we just take this list and we're like, oh, 84 is in the middle. When really 84 is the biggest number we have. It's not in the middle. And then the mode is the one that happens most often. So there is a mode on that one. So now you're going to calculate the mean, median, and mode without the sorry. Now I have two words that say with the outlier, without. Oh my goodness, without the outlier. So now we're going to not include that 37. So we're going to add these up without 37, divide by how many there are without 37. We're going to put them in order, find the middle without 37, and the mode without 37. So then you'll enter in how much did the mean increase by, how much did the median increase by, and the mode will stay the same because the most often one was 80. But those other numbers are kind of going to go up a little bit because now we're getting rid of that really small number. So it kind of pushes the rest of them up. So what do you feel like is the best measure of center best represents the data? Wow, I'm having a hard time. Please bear with me. So do you think it is the mode? Is it the median? Is it the mean? So kind of which one best is in there and why do you think that? So I'm thinking maybe not the mode because probably not the mode, right? It's pretty high and there's not a lot of them that are 80 and above. Only 3 out of all of them were 80 and above. So I don't really feel like 80 is the best choice. So we want to decide which one kind of represents all of the data in the best way. Let's go ahead and finish up number 1. So number 2, Hayden recorded these measurements in centimeters and he noticed he was missing one measurement. He needs one more. So our total mean is 1. So when he adds these all up and divides by how many there are, it equals 1. So what is the value of the missing measurement? So 1, I'm going to type these because I'll be a lot faster typing than trying to write sentences with my mouse. So first step, we want to add up what he already has. So line up your decimals, add up all the measurements he has. Step 2, we need to figure out what does he need. So we've got to figure out how much he needs. So we know he's going to do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 of these measurements because he's got one more here. And that would equal the sum when I add them up is my total. So normally, right, we would divide by the 8 measurements. Oh, I got his sneeze. Sorry. Okay, there's one more. Okay. All right. I'm sorry. This video is just kind of like a dumpster fire, but hang with me. We'll get through it. Okay, so we know we would add these up. Here's our total. We're going to divide by 8, and that's going to equal 1 centimeter. So we need to get the total by itself. So the opposite of dividing by 8 is to times by 8 on both sides. So the total that he needs is 1 times 8. So we add it up. This is what he has so far. This is what he needs. So 1 times 8 is 8. And then our third step is that we find the difference, which means a subtraction problem. And we see this is what he has, this is what he needs. What is the difference? Well, that difference is this missing piece here. So when I added these all up, they would equal 8. 8 divided by 8 is 1. So what do you have? What do you need? What's the difference? Okay, number 3, we've got this dot plot that shows the number of hours, 15 people. So there should be 15 dots spent on the telephone in 1 week. Look at the figure. So we've got anywhere from 1 hours to 9 hours. Which measure of data, which measure of center best describes these data? So we've got to choose between the mean, the median, and the mode. So I'm going to start with mode, and it looks like, right, most we have 2 or 3. My median, so this 1 matches to the 9, 1 matches to 8, 2 matches to 8. So I just always go up my list. 2 matches to 6, 2 matches to 5. So whoops. I want to erase that to 5, 3 to 5, 3 to 4. So I'm left with my median is a 3. And then my average is I've got to add all of these up. So 1 plus 1 is 2. So right, these people spent 2, 4, 6, 3, 6, 9. So we're doing hours, not people. This person just spent 4. This spent 5, and 5 is 10. This person spent 6. These people spent 12 together, and this person spent, not 12. Oh my gosh, you guys. 8 and 8 makes 16 hours and 9 here. So we want to add all of these up and then divide by, so we're going to add these up and then divide by 15 since there's 15 total people. And that will give us our mean here. And then you need to decide which one best represents our data and explain why you think that. So if you're doing this on paper, you can choose, but it's got to have proof with it. You can't just say, I think it's the median. Why? Why do you feel like the median best represents that? If you are doing it in ed, it will kind of give you some choices and kind of walk you through what they think is the best answer. But again, right, if you don't agree with that, if you can prove it to me a different way and you want to send me an email being like, I think it's this, please do that. Okay. Number 4, find any outliers. So any numbers that really don't match the data. There could be more than one. The monthly rents for 8 apartments are shown here. So which one best represents? We need to find the mean again. So we need to add these up and divide by 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So add those up, divide by 8. The median, which you need to put them in order first, put them order least to greatest, find the middle. You might have to add 2 of them together and divide by 2. And then there's also the mode, which one occurs the most. So which one do you think is the best representation of the data? And it's probably going to ask you to explain why you think that, or it might be a multiple choice that you also have to say why. So you can't just pick, oh, it's the median. So figure them out, decide which one best represents it and why. Number 6 is the mode. So this is the most, which one happens the most often. So remember, if there's not one, then none of them. So it's not just 0, it's none of them. If they all happen the same, then no mode is there. A basketball team has scored the following numbers this season. We need to find the mean, so which means add them up, divide by 6 since there's 6 games. The median needs to put them in order from least to greatest, then find the middle. So I know that since there's 6 of them, I am going to have to add the middle 2 and divide by 2. And then the mode, is there a score that happened more often than others? If no, right, put that no symbol for no mode. Hey, surface area of a rectangular prism here. So our length is 6.1, the width is 5.2, and a height of 4. So we've got these front boxes here that are 6.1 by 5.2. And we're finding area, which is all length times height, or base times height, length times width. Any of those will work. And we've got 2 of those, right? Front and back. Then we've got the sides, which go back 5.2. Oh, I did the 6.2 and 5.2. I did the top and the bottom just barely. So here's my top and my bottom. Here's my side and side. So 5.2, it goes up 4. So left side, right side. So 2 of those. And then we also have the front, which is 6.1, and then it goes up 4. And I have, so this is my front and back, and I have 2 of those. So I'll find length times width. I have 2 of those. Length times width, 2 of those. Length times width, 2 of those. Put them all together to find my surface area. Remember, they are units squared, so I'm finding how much fits a flat surface. Hey, and last one, we want an equation to represent the data in the table. So I just want to ask myself, how did I get from X to Y? How did I get from X to Y? So 2 to 4. So I could have added 2. Is that what they did here? No, we did not add 2. I could times by 2, times by 2. So I'm taking 2 X's and it equals a Y. So go ahead and finish up your homework. If you have any other questions on finding the mean, median, and mode, then be sure to let me know, and let's set up a time to meet together to practice those more.